Everybody, good evening. Warm welcome to all of you. So we are going to begin with a short video from MIM. We will comment once the video ends.
It all began in 1966. A legacy built to inspire and nurture future managers and leaders. Our dedication to professional excellence was deeply rooted in our hearts for Malaysia, providing an avenue for crucial conversations and networking amongst the public and private sector. We were the bridge for fluid collaboration between the two. Alumnus graduated to become the country's most successful and iconic professional leaders, forming a community that crosses boundaries, nationalities, languages, and industries to create a better way of doing business. The Malaysian Institute of Management was well on its way to greater heights.
Breaking news. We are following news of a fire that broke out in Campbell Complex, Kuala Lumpur.
The financial meltdown of 1997, Malaysia
records its highest daily death toll since the start of the pandemic, as the movement control order is extended.
Amidst disheartening times, MIM ascended to greater strength, living in an unprecedented era of technological, social, and economic change. Being resilient, relevant, and current resonates in our heartbeat. Blessed with empowering management that braves barriers, we stood strong to our vision and mission, ensuring impactful professionals and public leaders are well equipped and grew, accelerating partnerships across regions and around the world, bringing the best possible management and leadership practices. We designed and curated programs with the highest global standards and recognitions, embracing innovation and ingenuity by delivering augmented services in quality, experience, and business impact. To date, MIM has trained and certified over 1 million individuals from 19 different countries, upholding diversity and gender equality inclusion, engaging individuals to inspire, collaborate, share, and interact. Embracing learning with a world-class mobile-ready learning management system with AI and robust reporting. Learning on the move, made accessible anytime, anywhere. Exploring signature and hybrid events, learning insights and webinars that bring individuals together for work and play. MIM aspires to continue flourishing the minds and hearts of future leaders with an exciting, exhilarating, and invigorating culture, elevating individuals into a world of new possibilities and experience, nurturing managers and leaders through time. Our leadership legacy. We are MIM, celebrating 55 years of excellence.
Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. It's an honor to have you join us today as we gather for this continuing professional development talk. We are here to explore lean management, the culture of continuous improvement at the workplace, a topic that is increasingly relevant today. A friendly reminder to all our participants, kindly ensure to mute during the session to maintain a distraction-free environment. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. So about the program, I'm going to touch a little bit about the program. The Malaysian Institute of Management is proud to host the CPD Talk. MIM, a distinguished institution with a 6-decade legacy, is dedicated to promoting excellence in management and leadership. Our mission is to equip professionals like you with the knowledge and skills required to thrive in the dynamic landscape of business. Lean management is a transformative approach focused on eliminating waste and ensuring every step adds value for customers. Our training program covers the fundamental concepts, implementation principles, overarching goals, identification of workplace waste, exploration of lean tools, and real-life examples. The objective is clear: equip employees with awareness and knowledge to foster a lean working environment. Embracing lean management promises to optimize processes and enhance overall success and customer satisfaction. Join us on this journey towards efficiency and excellence. And now about the speaker. Dr. Jaya Raman Munusamy is not your typical academic. He's got a doctorate in business admin and a master's in business admin too. With over 17 years in higher education, he definitely knows his stuff. Moreover, he's not just about books and lectures. Dr. Munusamy rocked the corporate world as the Six Sigma Regional Manager for Johnson Controls and the B2B Marketing Manager for the IKEDA Group. Now, he's the brain behind ProSite Solutions, Sendirian Berhad, training big shots like Petronas and Microsoft. Dr. Jaya Raman doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk as well. He spent 11 books on business and marketing and has articles all over top-notch journals. Get ready for a speaker who blends real-world experience with academic smarts. Dr. Jaya Raman Munusamy, I would like to pass the floor on to you to continue the session.
Thank you, Mr. Mahesh, for the introduction of the topic as well as myself.
Are you able to share your screen, Doctor?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay.
I want to share from the desktop.
Are you not able to, Doctor?
Yeah, I would like to share from the desktop. It is in the desktop.
Okay, if you go to share screen, I believe you'll be able to choose which window you would like to share. Dr. Jaya, okay, so if you look at the bottom, there'll be the share screen option.
Yeah, got it.
If you press that,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll be able to see a few windows below, and then you can choose which is your slides, and you can just press that.
It shows multiple participant and then advanced sharing options. Is that the one?
Yes, that should be the one, advanced sharing options, and then you should be able to share your slides. Okay. Then now you can just choose the window that you have your slides in, and then it should be okay. Okay, doctor, I think you need to close this one first, and then you go to your slides first, and then you share screen. That means you open
Okay.
your PowerPoint
Close.
presentation first,
Okay.
and then you repeat the same process to share your screen again.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, doctor.
Got it. Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please accept my apologies for some technological issues. I welcome all of you for this session today. So the topic is lean management, the culture of continuous improvement at workplace. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that most of you would have come across Lean, Six Sigma, Kaizen, and similar tools in organizations. And maybe some of you are already implementing certain methodologies, the Lean methodology or the Six Sigma methodology, or even the Kaizen methodology. Just show me your reaction. How many of you are aware of this Lean Six Sigma or Kaizen, the continuous improvement tools? How many of you are familiar? You can go to the reaction button and then show that show your hands. Okay, looks like most of you are aware of the Lean Six Sigma Kaizen methodologies. Okay, also show me that how many of you are already implementing in your organization? Okay. Okay, I could see Inche Azlan Abdullah. I think in the past you have implemented the Lean, Six Sigma, and Kaizen in your organization. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the scope of today's presentation is these are the topic. What is lean management? Why lean management? The principles of lean management, goals of lean management, types of waste, lean management tools, and the last one is real life examples of lean management or lean management practices. So we'll move on. What is lean management? Actually, it is a methodology of eliminating waste. So it is basically lean management is a methodology of eliminating waste. And in that process, when we eliminate the waste, we add value for customer. Or in other words, customer value. We enhance customer value. Okay. What is lean management? Look at the 4P model. The 4P model or the 4P of lean management: philosophy, process, people, and problem solving. When you talk about philosophy, there are many companies, including Toyota company. They implement lean management in terms of long term. They look at lean as a journey. It is not about a destination. Lean is a continuous journey. So the philosophy is long-term thinking. Like companies like, for example, Toyota Production System, they have been implementing lean management very successfully. But there are other companies also involved in lean practices. Like, for example, the Fortune 500 companies in US market, the Fortune 500 companies in US market, they too implement continuously lean or Six Sigma or whatever lean methodology. But all of them, they have engaged in a long-term thinking. So it is a continuous process. It doesn't get stopped at one point of time. So that is the philosophy. Okay. Next, when you talk about lean management, it talks about the process. Okay, we need to continuously improve the processes. Okay, what are the processes we have? We have the business processes, the manufacturing processes, and the operational processes. So these are the three types of processes. When we talk about business processes, it is all about processes implemented by the supporting departments. Okay, when we talk about supporting departments, one is HR department, the HR processes, the finance and accounting, they have their own processes. The marketing department, they have their own processes. The quality management department, they have own processes. Research and development, R&D, they have own processes. Purchasing department or procurement department, they have their own processes. So these are all supporting departments. We call their processes as business processes. They support the manufacturing concern in the organization, or the service in the service industry. All the various departments, they are supporting functions, supporting the services in the organization. The second one is the manufacturing processes. These manufacturing processes starts from the supply of raw material until the finished goods is produced. So in the production shop floor, there are so many activities or sequence of activities takes place from the raw material to WIP. WIP is work in progress, then finally converted into finished goods. So that production shop floor practices, the manufacturing processes. And the last one is the operational processes. Operational processes, we can divide them into two. One is the inbound logistics, and the other one is the outbound logistics. The inbound logistics, basically, we talk about the importing of raw materials. It can be imported from overseas destination or within the domestic market. When it is imported from the overseas market, the overseas supplier has to produce the raw material and load into the container, and the freight forwarder will transport it to the port. And at the port, there's a custom clearance, and then it goes into the ship, the vessel, and the vessel sails, and say it comes to a west port, for example, and then it is unloaded at the container bay, and again the custom clearance takes place, and then the freight forwarder takes the container and pulls into the manufacturing plant. So you can see that so many activities are taking place in the inbound logistics. The same thing happens in the domestic market, but then it doesn't involve the shipping, for example. It is mostly on the road transportation. Okay, the other process we call the outbound logistics. Outbound logistics, where the finished goods are transported either to the B2B market, business to business market, or business to consumer market. So the transportation is involved, and also information flow is involved. So that is the process we call the operational processes. Okay, so the operational process, right from the supplier until it completes the finished goods and supplied to customer. So the whole process we call the supply chain. And the idea of lean management is to shorten the supply chain. When the supply chain is shortened, and we enhance customer satisfaction. Okay. Okay. The next P we talk about the people. So lean management without the it's definitely we're not going to be without the people. So when the process get improved and it's going to be changed and need to be implemented, the people also need to be developed. There must be a continuous development of people. That means training must be given so that they can efficiently can deliver the processes. And the last one is problem solving. Okay, lean management, it cannot be separated from problem solving. So problem solving, it has to be continuously, problem must be identified and problem must be solved. And basically need to understand the root cause of the problem. If you don't understand the root cause of the problem, you cannot solve the problem. So that is the basis. So these are the 4 P's, the 4P model of lean management. Look at this tree, maybe this an apple tree. So problems also can be found just in the organization, just like the tree. You can see on the ground there are fruits, easily can be picked up. That means some problems or many problems can be found easily, okay, in the organization. And problems also can be like hanging fruits at the reachable level, and some are above your reachable level. Probably you need to pick up, you got to pluck the fruits, you need to have the ladder. So similarly, that from nearer to further, you can still find a lot of problems in the organization, opportunity for continuous improvement through lean practices. So the problems are need to be identified. Okay. Now, why lean management? So lean management is important to deliver customer value. Okay, when you talk about customer value, there are several customer values. It can be 100 over customer values. When you talk about the tangible products, you need to have a quality. For example, in the automotive industry, say luxury segment. When you talk about luxury segment, you have BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, for example. Okay, people or consumers buy these cars because of their quality. They look at the quality, it's a premium quality, and they pay whatever premium pricing and they buy. That's the emphasis on the quality. When you look at the next segment of the market is the design segment. In the design segment, where, say, for example, Toyota and Honda. Toyota and Honda, every 3 years, they launch new models. Why new models with new design? They are actually creating excitement among the consumer market. And a lot of people, consumers, they trade in the old Honda and Toyota and take a new one. They love the design segment. So Toyota delivers mostly on the design. And one more segment we call the cost segment. When you talk about cost segment in Malaysia, we have Perodua and Proton. Okay, these are the cars sold to the market, customers who are looking at what is the best value for my car, for my money, sorry. What is the best value for my money? So cost segment, people are very much concerned about cost. What is the best cost, best price I can buy a car? The quality is, the quality is there, but it is not as high as quality thinking like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, or even Honda and Toyota. Okay, the next is the delivery. Timely delivery to customer. It is important. Say a customer already booked a car and waiting for a car, and he has been promised that a car will be delivered in 2 weeks' time. So exactly in 2 weeks' time, the car is delivered to him, and the customer satisfaction is there. So in the automotive industry, we call it as a QCD, quality, cost, delivery, QCDD. And the next one is the design. So there are many other values customer looking for. Like, for example, product attributes. When you talk about other product attributes, like, for example, features. Like when you get into the car, you look at the cockpit, the instrument panel, or cockpit or instrument panel. There are so many features there. Look at your handphone. There are so many features there. Like camera is the most important as a feature in your handphone. So features, style. For example, when a car driver drives a Mercedes-Benz and he comes out from the car and people look at him, he comes out with the style. Like, for example, Cathay Pacific, the airline industry. Cathay Pacific. Okay, Cathay Pacific, they sell the customer value in terms of style. That means from the point of departure and until the point of arrival, you come out with the style. That is the value they deliver in the service industry. Okay, these are the tangible products. Look at service industry. Like service industry, for example, the private hospitals or the medical centers, the higher education, the universities, the banking industry, the airline industry, the hotel industry. Okay, they are in a service industry. Services are not tangible, but experiences are important. Experience is important. The service must The customer must be delivered the best services so that the customer goes with the best experience. Okay. So what are the dimensions of service quality? We have the 5 dimensions of service quality. We call it as, in the short form, we call it as RATER, or we call RATER methodology. Reliability, assurance, tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness. So what is reliability? Say in the airline industry, the airline promises the departure time and arrival time. A particular airline's departure, timely departure and timely arrival, and there is a reliability in their schedule. But the same airline, the next moment when the customer goes and there is a delay for half an hour in the departure time, or 1 hour or 2 hours delay in the departure time, then it is inconsistent. So the promise is 10 a.m., but the flight took off at 11. So there's a 1 hour waste. So it is not consistent. That means reliability issue. Okay. So that is one example for in the airline industry. Assurance. What is assurance? Airline industry, they give you assurance that the safety of the passengers while the airline takes off. Assurance. Like in university, for example, the students are given assurance that their gradings are kept confidential. In the banking industry, the account holder, the amount of money in their account, it is kept confidential by the banks. In the medical center, the patient's records are kept confidential. So these are the assurance given by the company. These are the customer value. And next one is tangibles. Tangibles are basically the people and the equipment. People in the medical center, the specialists, the consultants, the medical staff. So these are tangibles and how they carry themselves. In the university, the professor, the associate professors, the vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellor. Okay, all how they carry themselves in the university. Okay, look at the banking industry, how the officers are carrying themselves day to day. Okay, in the hotel industry, in the airline industry. The airline industry, for example, the pilot, the co-pilot, the crew members, how they present themselves. That is the human, the people aspect. The equipment aspect, for example, the aeroplane. Aeroplane is a tangible. The aeroplane is well maintained, and it is, according to the Six Sigma, zero defect. At Six Sigma level, it should be zero defect. Tangibles. If you go to medical center, they have a lot of healthcare medical centers, say brain scanning, for example. So they have a lot of technologies with them. So the patient goes, so the patient doesn't need to go the same place. They go to one particular medical center. They have a full test in the medical center because all the facilities are available. So same thing goes to the university, the hotel industry, the banking industry. So those are tangibles. These are very important. If the people are not well trained and people don't have well qualified, they can cause problem to the customers. Again, equipment also can, if the equipment is a downtime, the machine is not working and patients lose respect. Okay, the patients lose respect. They not the patients, the hospital lose respect among the eyes of the patient. Okay, next is the empathy. When you talk about empathy, empathy is caring. Say you go to the customer desk. So the front desk people ask you, "Good morning, sir. Good evening, sir. How can I help you?" So when you are greeted, when you are greeted and you are taken care of and you feel satisfied. So that is empathy. The last one is responsiveness. Responsiveness is whether online or face-to-face, you have requested something from the customer services, and customer services respond to you immediately or within 1 hour. That means the speed of responsiveness is faster, and the customer satisfaction or the patient satisfaction is enhanced. So these are the rater model is important in all the service industry. Like for example, MIM is in the training and consultation industry, and MIM staff are tangibles, and whatever MIM has the equipment, all that, those are tangibles, and customer empathy is important, responsiveness is important, reliability is important, assurance also important, all these aspects. Okay, so these are so much about customer value. So lean management is responsible for customer value, to deliver customer value. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so far I've covered what is lean management and why lean management. Do you have any question at this level? Okay, if you have any question at this level, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, if no question, then I can move on to principles of lean management. Okay, principle number 1 of lean management. You can see on the right hand side the charts. The chart talks about value, value stream, flow, pool, perfection. So these are the 5 lean principles. So principle number 1, define value from customer perspective. Okay, I have spoken so much about customer value. So in the first place, customer value must be defined. Whether you are in the service industry, whether you are selling products, okay? So you must have a value. So for example, 99 Speed Market, for example, I think 99 Speed Market is a retail outlet in your area. Their value, they deliver customer value near and safe. That means the 99 Speed Market is in your own neighborhood, and also you save money because their pricing is very much competitive. So that is the value they deliver to consumers, near and safe. Okay. Okay, customer value is defined as how much a product or service is worth to customer in terms of quality, in terms of cost, in terms of design, in terms of features, in terms of style. Okay, right. So that is the customer value. We got to define the customer value. Principle number 2, identify the value stream. Okay, what is the value stream? The value stream is the point of where the raw materials are converted into WIP. From the start of the raw material until the finished goods are manufactured, the entire sequence of activities in the production shop floor, we call it as a value stream, because that value is added to the product. Okay, like for example, raw material, the value is added to become a WIP, and WIP value is added to become a finished goods. So value is added. So stream is the flow of a river. So the value is flowing, added and flowing to become a great value to the customer. So a value stream is a sequence of activities, and it is important to deliver product and services. Okay. Next, principle number 3 of lean management. It is the flow or the process flow. Okay. So process flow is important so that what are the, in the sequence, what are the first process need to be implemented, then followed by second process, then the third process, then fourth process. Say, once we get the raw material, operator number one, he contributes to he works on the WIP. He creates a WIP and it passed to the second operator. And the second operator in the production shop floor, he works on the WIP and adds value. And the third operator and the fourth operator, and the fourth operator finally completes the finished product. So you can see the series of process flow. So they are in sequential order. Okay. Process flow refers to the sequential tasks which transform inputs into output. What are the inputs? Inputs basically the 5 M's. We need to have the money, the manpower, the material, the machine, the method. These are the 5 M's. And these 5 M's efficiently transformed. They are efficiently transformed to create a greater output, a great product, a high quality product, which to be sold to the market. So the inputs are very important, and inputs can be a problem. That, like manpower, there could be issues. Material could be issues. Machine, method. When there are issues there, and those inputs are creating challenges for lean practices in the organization. Okay, next we look at the pull from the customer. Lean believes in a system where make to order. When customer orders and do exactly the quantity ordered by the customer. So don't make anything more or don't make anything lesser. So lean principle is make to order. So when the order comes and the product is produced, that's called the pull from the customer, or we call demand from the customer. Pull from the customer, that's a pull. Okay, when you follow the pull from the customer and you are avoiding a lot of issues, wastage in the organization. Okay, that's principle number 4. And principle number 5, heading toward perfection. This is where we talk about eliminating waste. Okay, when we talk about waste, I will talk about waste in later slides. Okay, eliminate waste, optimize the processes. That means processes are very efficient. And lastly is to improve the quality. When waste is reduced, process is efficient, and that contributes to the high quality product or high quality of services. Okay, before I go into goals of lean management, do you have any question, ladies and gentlemen? Do you have any questions about principles of lean management?
Hi, Dr. Jaya. I think Mr. Azlan has a question in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It says
let me
in
check the.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let me check. In the automotive industry, QCDD has been emphasized. Appreciate to have more insights on how service to customer is incorporated. Okay, when you talk about service to customer, Okay, it's a good question, Jazlan. QCCD, automotive industry, say for example, products already delivered to customer, and after sales, after sales services. So the customer, the manufacturer goes to the customer and then provides services in terms of any issues. For example, a seat manufacturer, probably there is an issue of incomplete delivery. Say there are two seats in the front seat, so two front seat and one rear seat, like a long bench type, and these must be delivered to customer in complete set. But what happens if only the front seats were delivered and the rear seat is not delivered? That's an incomplete set, and the car cannot be sent to the distributor. The car will be placed by Proton, for example. They will place in the motor pool, and the manufacturer has to take the rear seat and go and provide the services. Okay, that's called the customer recovery. They go and install the rear seat for the customer. So these are the service aspect, customer recovery services. Okay. So that could be many other services which, like for example, going for meetings and then taking the orders in terms of communication with the customer, and taking the information and come to the manufacturing industry, the vendor, the say automotive parts component manufacturer, and they will communicate to the internal departments and some important aspects, how to incorporate into say product design, quality development, quality management, and so. So these are other services also incorporate. So the services are also important in terms of customer value. Okay. Jazlan, I believe I've answered the question. Okay. Thank you for the question. Okay. Is there any other question, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Otherwise, I'll move on. Okay. Next, we look at goal number 1 of lean management. So you can see on the right hand side, those are the 4 goals. So the first one is improve quality. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jazlan. I already. Thank you for acknowledging. Okay. Next is improve quality. Yeah. Okay. How do we improve quality? First is improving the processes. That means process can misbehave. Okay, whether in the manufacturing in whether in the manufacturing sector or in the service sector, the processes can misbehave. So we need to identify the misbehavior, and we got to scrutinize and put it in a right perspective. That's called improving the processes, whether business processes or manufacturing processes or operational processes. Next is the developing work standards. What it is meant by developing work standards is the SOP, standard operation procedure. Okay, standard operation procedures. Say in the production shop floor, there are many operators there, and the SOPs or work instructions or work standards, they will be displayed above the operator, and the operator look at it as a guideline for him to do the process. In case a particular operator on leave for whatever reason, then we have a new operator transferred from another process to the current process, and that operator will know how to handle the processes or work on the processes based on the guideline. The guidelines are in the form of a SOP or work standards. And thirdly is monitoring parts closely. Okay, monitoring parts closely, like monitoring the incoming raw material by the incoming quality check. Incoming quality check inspector, he will check the quality. The in-process quality check in the production shop floor, he monitors the operator 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and he monitors the quality of the parts. That's called the in-process quality check. And the third one is, once a finished product is already produced, and there's an outgoing quality check. So there is an outgoing quality inspector who checks the quality of the finished goods before delivery to customer. So that is monitoring parts closely. And lastly is deploying technology. Okay, deploying technology. Say, for example, see a seed manufacturing company. This is a company which I worked. Basically, it's a Japanese company. Firstly, it was a Japanese company, and then it was bought over by Johnson Controls Incorporation. Ikeda Busan was the first company, and then it was bought over by Johnson Control, and both also involved in the automotive industry. They were supplier of automotive component parts, like, for example, seats, door trims, headlining, steering wheel, roof lining. Roof lining is the headlining, and then polyurethane foam for the seats. Okay, these were the component parts and delivered to Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo, Ford, Mazda, Honda, Toyota, Proton, Purdue, MIM, everything we deliver. Okay, and before technology was introduced, the bending of the metals for the seat, the bending of the metals, and also the welding of the metals. Bending and welding of the metals were done by the operator manually. And usually customer specification given, the upper control limit and lower control limit. And customer, what happens, the operator, due to the negligence or carelessness, there are quality standards cannot be met, and there will be a lot of rejections of bent metals and even the welded metals. So the company subsequently introduced the robots. They imported the robots and replaced the manpower, and robots conducted the bending and the welding processes. And once the robots taken over the processes, the bending and the welding, and no more waste found in the production shop floor. Okay, that's how the technology helped to eradicate the waste at the bending and welding shop. Another one I can say that, like, for example, the electronic Kanban system. Electronic Kanban system, where say Proton, the moment the car from the paint shop, when it coming into the production shop floor, at the first point, they have installed the electronic data interchange. They call EDI, electronic data interchange. So that electronic data interchange will trigger the seat supplier, or the first product will be installed is the headlining into the car. So the the headlining manufacturing plant will get ready the parts and ship to Proton, and it goes directly to the production line, the point number 1, and it will go to the point number 1 and it will be quickly installed into the car. And there is no warehouse required, and no inventory need to be carried out. So a lot of waste has been removed. So by doing that, some certain products you can do in terms of Kanban cards, physical Kanban cards, or if using technology is the electronic data interchange is a good example. Okay, to improve the quality. Okay, next. Goal number 2 is eliminate waste. Okay, eliminate waste. Remove action which does not add value to the products. Okay, this one I will explain later. I have a slide to talk about waste. Okay, so it is eliminate waste or continuous elimination of waste is important. So lean management is all about eliminating waste. So we remove the non-value added activities. We call the value added activities and non-value added activities. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, goal number 3 is reduce cycle time. Okay, so goal number 3 is reduce cycle time. Okay, so when you talk about cycle time, we do it in say just-in-time production. We call JIT. Okay, I explained. For example, the electronic data interchange from point number 33, the assembly in Proton, the assembly of seat, front seat and rear seat will take place in station number 33. Okay, so the station number 33, the electronic data interchange over there will trigger the seat plant. In Johnson Control, we had one is a seat plant, the other one is a door trim plant, another one is the headlining plant, and then a steering wheel plant, and one more. The steering wheel plant has one more product called the polyurethane foam seat. Okay, so these are the plants, and the seat installation point number 3 will trigger, and the seat manufacturing plant will get message in terms of a printout. There's a printer at the delivery point, at the supplier side, the vendor side, and the printer will print the delivery order, and the seats will be arranged. Say 10 sets of seats will be arranged into the a lorry, a small lorry, and the seats will be delivered to the unloading bay at Proton, and from there the seats will be delivered to the point number 33 via the conveyor, and the conveyor goes directly to the station number 33, and the seats are picked up by the operator of Proton operators in the plant, and they pick up the seat and install immediately into the car, the 2 front seat and the rear seat. So that is just-in-time production, and the cycle time is reduced very much. You know, like you deliver to Proton and they keep in the store or warehouse. From the warehouse, and they keep some stock at the station number 3. So these are carrying the inventories or carrying the stocks. So where Proton's money is stuck in the warehouse, keeping the stocks. So now everything is removed by just-in-time production. Next is a Kanban system. Kanban system is electrical Kanban system, or the electronic Kanban system, or the physical card system. Like a physical card, for example, how it is done, the 3 bins will be operated. One is at the production line. Production line, there will be one Kanban card. Another Kanban card box bin will be placed in the warehouse. And the third one is at supplier side. So the moment when production line, the Kanban card, the part is produced, the Kanban card will be placed. The store of the manufacturer, the customer store, the storekeeper will go to the line and supply the parts from the store, a warehouse supply, and the warehouse Kanban card will be placed to replenish the stock at the warehouse, and the operator of supplier vendor side, they will check the Kanban cards. They will check the Kanban cards at the store. They will check the Kanban cards at the store, and they replenish the stock. So that is the physical Kanban card system. Okay. Next is the continuous improvement. Okay, continuous improvement is that continuously we improve the process. That means a process is improved, but again you keep on improving, keep on studying on the process, and you keep on improving the processes, the same processes. Okay, it's an ongoing. So the operators will have frequent meetings to check and upgrade the processes. It's an ongoing process improvement. And next is waste reduction, reduces lead time. Okay. So even waste, like for example, in the production shop floor, and operator number 1, and he receives 100 units of raw material, and then because of his negligence, only 95 WIP is produced, and that supplied to the operator 2. Operator 2 say contributes to another negligence at this level. Only 90 WIP were converted, and operator number 3 sorry, operator number 3 produced only 85, and finally operator number 4 he only able to produce 80 units of finished goods. So you can see that the production yield through is only 80%. 100 units of raw material came, only 80 units of finished goods were completed. So 20 units of waste. So this is so when all these things are removed, the waste reduction, what happens that supply chain the supply chain is become shorter. Okay, so the supply chain gets shorter, and it enhances the customer satisfaction. Goal number 4 is reduce total cost. Okay, when we eliminate unnecessary movement, okay, movement, that means movement of operator to get materials, to get tools. So unnecessary movement in the plant, waiting time. Say for example, operator 1 still working on the WIP, and operator 2 is waiting for the part. The bottleneck is operator 1. The line is not properly balanced. When the line is not properly balanced, what happens? The later operators are waiting for the parts, waiting time. So it's a non-value added. And next is overproduction. Overproduction is basically you are not following the principle of make to order. That means you are making more than the order. Okay, overproduction. Defects. Just now I mentioned about operator 1. He created 5 defects. And these defects, what happens that some can be reworked, can be recycled, but the others got to be thrown as a wastage. So when all these things improved, and it actually reduces the cost, total cost, defects. Like there is a defect means it's a rework to be done. Then during the production time, it cannot be done. It has to be done after the production time. Then you have to engage some operators, some workers, and you have to pay them overtime. And this overtime is unproductive, doesn't add value. Okay. Next is overprocessing. Overprocessing is, say you have only 4 steps in the process. Say you are doing the 4th step again and again. That is overprocessing. Like for example, seeds already checked. See the finished goods, the finished product like seeds already checked by the outgoing quality checker, and it is there for the time being, temporarily there before shipment to customer. And once the order comes, the operator, the quality checker should not do it again a quality check. That means he is doing twice. That is called the over processing. It should not be done. And lastly is excess inventory. Excess inventory, you should not carry excess inventory. For example, in the store, having a warehouse, you are going to carry a lot of inventory. Okay. So if carrying inventory, that means a lot of money is tied to the inventory. Whether the inventory in the warehouse, whether the inventory in the delivery bay, whether the inventory at the customer site, at the unloading bay. So all these are excess inventory will create holding costs. Okay. So these are the challenges for on total cost. Okay, I've done the goal principles and then the goal now. Okay, let's see the chat, some questions there. Okay, products that can actually incur high costs, high input costs and impact margins. Okay. Okay, Mr. Shankar raised a question. With the use, Mr. Shankar raised a question about products that can actually incur higher input costs, impact margin. Yes, yes. Say when I was the Six Sigma manager or regional manager for Asia Pacific with Johnson Control Plant, we always practice like a shirt with 2 pockets. Say the left-hand pocket always pushes for higher sales, higher sales, higher sales. Whereas the right-hand pocket says lower cost, lower cost, lower cost. That means when the sales revenue increases, when cost goes down, you can see the profit margin. The profit margin keep increasing. When your sales is higher and your cost is higher, you may not see the margin, or your margin can be very small. But the moment when your sales increases and your cost is keep going down through the lean practices, and when the cost goes down, the manufacturer or the service provider can see a bigger margin. Okay, Mr. Shankar. So it definitely impacts higher input costs. Definitely impact margin. Yes. Vincent Lim with the use of automation and robots, are these principles still applied or useful? Yes. Presently, when you talk about the industry 4.0, now we are, a lot of manufacturing companies are going into industry 4.0, and robotic manufacturing comes in. Like, I mentioned about robotic bending and welding. Okay. If you go into the proton production plant, a lot of robots are used over there, especially the metal stamping. There's a big tonnage of 200 weight tonnage of a weight machine. There are two machines which are used to mold, they call stamping. Okay. Stamping of the body parts, and these body parts go to the robotic welding, and once the robotic welding is completed, then you get the white body. They call the car white body. It is just called white body. Only when it goes into the paint shop, the color, different colors comes in. So it is a white body. The car is actually, the body is welded by the robots. So they are useful. Automation and robots are useful. Like artificial intelligence coming into to reduce the manpower, manpower carelessness, and artificial intelligence are more accurate. Okay, and the other thing is Internet of Things coming in. Okay, so these are the automation and robots are, yes, they are applied and useful in the various industries. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, Mr. Shankar and the other gentleman. What is his name? Mr. Vincent Lim. Good question. Okay, now let's go on to the next question. Yeah, let me see. Inche Azlan. Okay, what culture challenges are naturally encountered in the implementation of lean management? What culture challenges are naturally encountered? Okay, it could be some sensitive things, but then it depends on we say, for example, if it is say in the Japanese environment, say if you're in Japan, if you go to the Japanese working environment, and everyone behaves the same way. So in the production shop floor, everyone take their own pride. The culture, Japanese culture, they take the pride, and they don't need any supervisors or supervisors to go around to check whether they are performing their job or not, because everyone takes their pride. Okay, that is, we call the Japanese the Y culture. A Y culture, which is not a lazy culture, is a proactive culture. But in a Malaysian environment, Malaysians are basically the X culture. The X culture people, they need to be monitored, they need to be supervised, and when the supervisor is not around, the operators, culture, the operators become complacent, and they take things in a slow manner. So cultural aspect, we call it as X culture. We call the lazy culture. Okay, so people are procrastinate. They move around, saying that you're going to the toilet. Sometimes they say that they want to go to the surau, but sometimes what happens, we can hear in the surau, some operators will be sleeping there. So though they're sensitive, but it's good to share. You will know that cultural challenges. These are cultural challenges. Like when I was the Six Sigma manager, when I called for meetings in Malaysian environment, I cannot call for meeting at 2 p.m. sharp. I must call meeting at 2:30 p.m. Only then I will get participation. Because from 2 to 2:30, they'll be, going for prayers and all that. 1 to 2, they go for lunch. And then 2 to 2:30, they go for prayers. So we'll take into account all these things. It is not that bad. So after completion of their prayers, they come. So we start the meeting at 2:30. So these are the cultural requirements we have to adjust. Okay, adjusting is a challenge. So we adjust according to them. And of course, other cultural challenges, like for example, people are not punctual for meetings. Even like when I worked in a Japanese company, the siren goes at 7:20 in the morning, and the entire, right from the top management to the operator level, about 1,000 over people will go to the field, and there'll be 10 minutes. We will be doing the exercise. Okay, and after the 10 minutes, the top management, including myself, will go into for the Gemba walk into all the plants. Okay, I will explain later. So there will be people coming after the 7:20 siren, and the gate will be closed, and the employees will be waiting outside. They will inform the security which department they belong to, and they write their name in the record book, and security will call the department head. Say, for example, my staff is late for work, and I'll be called, and I have to go and receive my employees. And what I will do, I'll do the grilling, okay, so that next time they don't come late. If they come late, what happens? The starting time, especially in the business processes, is not that bad. But what happened? The manufacturing processes, they are coming late. Late could be due to rain, accident on the road, or due to family issues. They'll be coming late, and when they come late, the starting, the production startup time is delayed. So this affects the productivity in the plant. So these are the various cultural challenges we face in Malaysian environment. But if you see in the Japanese environment, this doesn't happen. Okay. All right. So move on. Okay. Next, we look at the waste. Okay. What is waste? Okay. Waste is anything that consumes time. If it is taking a longer lead time, it's a waste. If it is taking more than the resources required, it's a waste. Like waste can be in terms of money, it can be manpower, it can be material, it can be a machine, it can be a method. If resources are not efficient, and they can contribute to waste, and also taking up space. Like for example, Potona, in the past they had the warehouse. Some 30 years ago, they had warehouse, and they also keep some inventories at the loading bay, unloading bay, and also in the production shop floor. And they found that the money is tied to the stock, to the inventories, and also the warehouse they felt that it is a non-value added. So finally, they introduced the just-in-time, and they use the space to bring in the new technologies, like the big tonnage of stamping machines, robots, and all that. And they needed more space. So the space is utilized for more production purpose. Okay. The warehouse doesn't contribute to the production. So the warehouse is not adding value. Okay. So anything that consumes time, resources, or space, and but does not add value, okay, to the product and the services, that's a waste. There are 7 types of waste. Okay. Look at the diagram on the right. Inventory. I've mentioned about in the previous slides. Carrying too much of inventory is actually a waste. And overproduction, which I've mentioned, is making more than what customer order or customer demand. Overproduction. Transport. Transport is that it has to be very much planned, scheduled transport. If the transport is moving haywire, that means lorry transport, too much of a transportation, that increases cost and it's a waste. Movement of operator. Like in my experience, when you go to the foam, there's polyurethane foam for the seats. Okay, this is the machine, the molding machine, the molding of foam. There is a mold there, and the mold, there are a couple of molds. The molds will go round and in an oval shape. The operator stands at the center, and the operator, when the mold opens right in front of him, and he turns at the back, and there is a metal already stamped, the metal already welded. That means the metal has to go into the polyurethane foam, so that the polyurethane foam of the seat is it will be intact, it will be tight. Okay, so it takes the welded metal and it places into it takes from the back. That means it doesn't move much. It just turns 180 degrees, and then it takes the metal. It's a few parts of a metal already welded, and it takes and puts into the mold, and the mold still is open and goes to the chemical spilling machine. There is a robot. There is a robot which fills into the chemicals into the mold, and the mold is closed. And by the time he completes the first one, the first one goes, and the second one, second mold comes to him. The next mold comes to him, and it opens, and the polyurethane foam is already baked. That means it's formed. So he takes that polyurethane foam and puts in the next to him. He puts into the rack. Okay, so it doesn't move much. So that kind of layout planning is done by us, so that the operator doesn't move around, doesn't move much from his place. So the time is safe. Next is waiting. So we use like Kaizen method. We do the line balancing. Okay, what is Kaizen? Kaizen is Kai is change. Zen means better. Kaizen means change for better. Okay, Kaizen. That's Japanese principle, Kaizen. So operator 1, operator 2, operator 3, operator 4. So we do the clothing, the timing of the operator 1, operator 2, and all that. And then we adjust each operator's inputs, processing time, and we balance it in such a way that when the operator 1 finishes, operator 2 continuously gets the parts, and operator 3 continuously gets the part, and operator 4 continuously gets the part. That means none of them is waiting. So everyone is continuously contributing to the what do you call adding to the value to the WIP. Okay. Next, over processing. Okay, over processing is doing the same function. Like for example, outgoing quality, you check again twice. It is actually over processing. Okay. And lastly is defects. Defects can be operator's carelessness, and defects happens, and these defects need to be reworked, and overtime is requested. So it's a waste. Like a welding process, which I mentioned, the metal welding and the metal welding, for example. So when the robots came, all the defects were zero. There were zero defect. Okay. So these are the 7 types of waste. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So those are the 7 types of waste. Okay. Next, we look at the lean management tools. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any question so far? Okay. No other questions. Let's move on. Okay. Look at lean management tool number 1, the 5S visual workplace. Okay. This one, I think most of you are, or every one of you are aware of the 5S. It came from the Japanese 5S principle. Okay. Seiri, Seiton, and Seiso. So which I will not elaborate further, because you will definitely know. When the Seiri, Seiton, Seiso is continuously is done, and it must what we have, the production is need to be done is that they have to standardize these practices. Okay. Why you need to standardize? Because there must be a systematic procedure. Procedure must be developed. That means written procedure must be developed. Okay. Or a flow chart or something developed. And some the operators or the workers' responsibility must be assigned. So who should do what and all that. Okay. Seiri, who should do, Seiton, who does, and Seiso, who does. So it must be systematically procedure. There must be a procedure systematically developed, and responsibility is done, standardized. And most important thing is there must be discipline. Shitsuke. There must be a discipline. Why discipline is for sustainability, for long term. That means it has to be continuously done without a break. Okay. So discipline. Okay. Continuously must be done. So it becomes a philosophy. Okay, in the organization, where it is a non-stop practice of a lean tool. Okay. Next, lean management tool number 2, the value stream mapping. Okay, on the right hand side, you can see an example of value stream mapping. Earlier I mentioned, from the time the raw material is received in the production shop floor and until it is converted into finished goods, the whole sequence of activities, steps in the production shop floor, the entire environment, we call it as a value stream, and we can do a value stream mapping. So it is a bird's eye view. In a bird's eye view, you can spot the problems, the waste in the production shop floor. So it's a graphical presentation of raw material and information flow. outlines from raw material supply to delivery of finished goods. And it helps to identify waste and action for waste elimination, okay, or waste reduction. It also helps in remove non-value-added processes, okay. Okay, when you talk about non-value-added processes, let me give an example. You know, raw material is supplied to the supplier, raw material supplier supply to the manufacturing. Like the automotive component parts manufacturer receives the raw material. So what we do, we go to the vendor, that means our vendor, we go and help them in terms of quality. That means we get involved and coach and guide them how to deliver 100% good quality material. That means the defects are actually in the raw material originated from the supplier. So we coach and guide the supplier so that 100% raw material, the raw material supplied to us 100% defect free. That means 100% high quality. So that means what we have done is we have removed our quality inspector to check the incoming quality check. The incoming quality checker, we have removed him and assigned elsewhere. So that incoming quality checker, that incoming quality checking process is actually a non-value added. So we have removed that. And then we have continuously trained our operators so that the operator in the production shop floor, who are making the WIP, processing the WIP, they become more responsible. They take full responsibility of the product and the quality. They are not only responsible for the production, but they're also responsible for the quality. So we inbuild the quality in them. In that manner, the defects or the carelessness is not there, the defects is not there, and we managed to get the 100% heal through. So the 100% heal through, and 100 units of raw material came and 100 units of finished goods done. And the finished goods is certainly high quality finished goods. Okay, so that's how we remove the non-value added processes. Okay, so the incoming quality checker, incoming quality process, the in-process quality check, and the outgoing quality checks. So these can be removed. But unless these are totally cannot be removed, then you have to maintain, you have to look at other value added, non-value added to remove. Okay, there's a question. Let me see. Okay, your perspective in the context of automation and industry 4.0. How does lean management adapt and complement these technologies? Share a bit. Okay. Actually, what I'm sharing the past experience. Okay, what I can tell you about Industry 4.0 is about the new things happening in the manufacturing industry, probably in the automotive industry and any other industry, which I can only, can make some prediction how those are happening there, because I already left some, Johnson Control. Already left some 2006. I left. Thereafter, I was in the higher education industry. Okay. Say, for example, just I mentioned the, robotic welding. These already there. That's called robotic manufacturing. Robotic manufacturing already, even though it is mentioned in the Industry 4.0, it already happened in the past. We had our CNC machine. The car seat, we have a fabric seats. We have leather seats and all that. For Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo, they require leather seats. Okay, we import leather heights. And the CNC machine is actually the parameter, everything is set. And it cuts the various parts of the seat cover. And these parts are sent to the sewing department. And sewing is done, okay? But the sewing is manually done they use the sewing machine at that point of time. But now I'm not sure how maybe the robots can sew the machine instead of sew the leather covers, and also the seat. The other one is the fabric. Fabric cut. The CNC machine cuts the fabric into various seat parts, and the CNC machine has helped. There is no wastage there, or wastage may be very minimal. But in the past, when the operator was used to cut, and a lot of wastage, we programmed the CNC machine using the computer. We control, and the CNC machine gets directive, and it cuts to the maximum utilization of the fabric, and the fabric wastage or leather wastage becomes minimal. Okay, so that is robotic robots help them. And what is the role and implication of suppliers in lean management? Role and implication of suppliers. Okay, yeah, that's a great question. Okay, before that, let me answer this question. Sorry. Okay, that's in Azlan's question. And complement these technologies. Okay, the other one is artificial intelligence, AI. Okay, AI, anything which is a repetitive job, say operator who repeats the same process. Now, artificial intelligence can be used and remove the manpower, and artificial intelligence can perform that function, perform the process repetitively without error. And artificial intelligence can do it faster. Okay, using the Internet of Things, like the cars are operated without the drivers, the drone and all that. Maybe in the future, automatic component parts, say the manufacturer, and say Proton is in Shah Alam and in Tanjung Malim. Say a vendor who is in JB, Johor Bahru, or vendor is in say Alostar. Okay, so they can, in the future, they can use drone to supply critical parts. Okay, so the lorry transportation in the future, okay, may be using Internet of Things. So a lot of technologies can change the world, the industry. Yeah. Okay, next question. Thank you, Inchazlan, your question. Rafiqul Islam. Okay, thank you very much for your question. What is the role or implication of supplies in lean management? Okay, when we talk about the role of a supplier, okay, the supplier must take ownership, because the raw material is produced by them. Okay, the raw material is produced by them. They take ownership, and culture plays an important role, where a lot of hindrance and all that. So like Six Sigma people like us, we went and trained them and gave them a lot of guidance, procedures and all that, how to go about making a quality raw material. So though, it takes our time to go there but it solves the quality issues. Okay. It solves the quality issues. And the implication is great. Implication of supplier is great that the suppliers are responsible. Now our incoming quality checker, we do away with the quality checker, and the raw material comes straight away, goes into the production shop floor. So it doesn't need to be waited or kept by the incoming quality inspector. Okay. Hopefully, I've answered your question, Rafiqul Islam. Mr. Ramakrishnan, why failure rate of lean implementation is very high? Failure rate. Okay. Failure rate is why? Okay, that's a good question. Why? Because in Malay we call hangat tai ayam. Okay. Okay, that's a Malay proverb. Hangat tai ayam. Like in English we call new broom sweeps well. Okay. The moment when it becomes an old broom, it doesn't sweep well. So that means that lean management is not practiced as a long term. It is a philosophy. Look at the Japanese company, Toyota, Honda. Look at the companies like Johnson Control Incorporation. The other one is like Sony, General Motors. The other one is Samsung, for example, Korean company. These are some of the examples of companies. They have a great philosophy. Like Fortune 500 companies in US, they are all making profits, big margin. Why? Because they are all implementing Six Sigma over there. And it is a continuous implementation of Six Sigma. It's a long-term goal. It is a philosophy in those companies. Because of a philosophy, and what happens, the product is getting improved and improved and improved further. Like designing of a car from scratch to into a product. It takes about 36 months to 48 months. The development of the car, a particular car, development of a particular car, new model, a new design, it takes about 36 to 48 months in the past. But now it has come down to 12 months. Japanese giant automakers, they have done it. They have proven. Okay. So why this is possible? This is possible because continuous implementation of lean practices. That means they have a philosophy there. But in a Malaysian environment, probably, Mr. Rama would have noted in the Malaysian environment, lean practices are become a failure because there is no discipline. They don't take ownership. It's not a philosophy. Like say number one, the CEO. Okay, I give example. So basically, I was region manager for Asia Pacific Johnson Control Plant. I went for one conference, and in that conference, there were several speakers, and one of the speakers spoke from General GE, General Electric, not General Motors, General Electric. He spoke. This is in Malaysia. The conference was in Malaysia. General Electric Six Sigma manager who presented the successful implementation of Six Sigma or lean practices, and it has contributed to the success story in General Electric. That means higher sales and higher profit margin. It's a success story of Six Sigma Lean implementation. And another one, Sony, also went and presented, and he shared the success story of Six Sigma implementation. And Samsung went and presented the success story of Lean Six Sigma implementation. And the last one was the Six Sigma manager of Malaysian airline system. And he presented, but I salute him. He was very brave. He mentioned that, he clearly mentioned that the top management did not believe in Six Sigma implementation or lean practices. And only the department, they were interested to do continuous improvement in the company. But the CEO at that point of time, they were flying the first class in Malaysian Airlines, and they were in London, chauffeur driven by in Cadillac, chauffeur driven, and they enjoyed that, and they all don't support the lean practices in Malaysian Airlines. And the Six Sigma manager from Malaysian Airlines said the sad story of Six Sigma implementation, why Six Sigma is a failure in Malaysian airline system. You see, again, culture. People, the number one must take ownership. The number one must believe in it. If number one doesn't take ownership, doesn't believe in, nothing happens in the organization. The commitment starts from number one. The philosophy starts from number one and implemented right to the bottom level. Toyota production system. That's the best example. I believe I've already answered your question, Mr. Ramakrishnan. Okay. Okay. Next, I'll go into the next third one. You can ask from time to time questions. Let me see. I am able to answer from my past experience. LM tool number 3, Pokayoke. Okay, Pokayoke is actually a mistake-proving devices, which avoids errors that occur either in the manufacturing plant or it can be in the finished products. Okay. Say you can see the diagram here, that the one with the tick in green color, there's a small hole and a big hole and small hole, and that gadget can be fitted into that hole correctly. Whereas in the left-hand diagram, the two holes are the same. So you can mistakenly put the gadget inside. Probably they are actually putting the wrong way. Okay, or you will again switch it again, and it takes a longer time, and the bus takes place. So basically it is a mistake proving devices need to be continuously developed by the operators. That means new ideas, brainstorming. Through brainstorming, they come out with the new devices to make sure that check and balance in the production. Whenever there is a mistake, there's a buzz, there's a signal goes on, siren goes on, and corrective action can be taken immediately. Like SIM card in your handphone, it must be placed in the right direction in the phone, in the angle corner, so that it will function. Otherwise, it doesn't. Like in the car, there is a seat belt. So the moment when you start the car, you need to install you got to fasten the seat belt. If you fail to fasten the seat belt, there is a sound there, ting, 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 so that is the buzz signal. That's a Pokayoke system. Say the door, when you already started the car, the door is still open. Your driver seat, front seat is open, and there is a sound, and it tells you to close the door. Okay, and it can be other things, like for example, when you switch on the light and you park the car and the light is still on, and there's one more signal tells that the light is not off. So these are mistake proving poke-yoke gadgets or tools. Okay. So brainstorming for ideas on proposal for poke-yoke devices. So a company which has a philosophy, long-term thinking of lean practices, they will continuously develop new devices that check and balance, check on the mistakes, prevent the mistakes. Just in time. I have already explained just in time in the previous slides. Okay. So it is actually already implemented in the automotive industry by Proton and also by Purdue. And a lot of preparation, like seat supplier, door trim supplier, headlining, steering wheel. All these products were supplied to Proton and Purdue using the just-in-time. So timely delivery of materials, parts, and finished goods minimizes inventory, avoids wastage, and improves quality. Okay, it helps in the. Okay, there's a question. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, in Chazalan's question. The practical insights gained from lean management has been very beneficial and proven valuable. Okay. Okay, there's one more question. Inside Anapi, what advice do you have for organizations just starting their lean journey? Okay, good question, Inside Anapi. When you are practicing lean management or wanted to start lean management, the first step is need to create awareness among the employees. Like today's session is about giving you awareness and knowledge. That means we call at a brain level, we call the cognitive skill. That means what I'm giving you today is knowledge and awareness level. So it may affect your affective skill. Affective, affective means your feelings, the intention that it creates. Oh, I need to implement the lean practices. First, you have a knowledge about the lean practices. Secondly, you wanted to implement the lean practices. But the third level skill is the psychomotor. Psychomotor is a behavioral aspect. The action. That means how to get the skill. So first you get this knowledge here, the awareness level here, and subsequently you can arrange for training for your employees. That is to so the trainer like me, we can deliver the skills for them. Say if it is 2 days training, or like Six Sigma implementation, it's a 5 days training, because there's a methodology to be followed. DMAKE. DMAKE means define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So there are 5 phases 5 phases of Six Sigma implementation, where the lean practices can be inculcated to your, can be delivered, can be imparted to your employees through practical experience. So they must engage in a practical, they must demonstrate through demonstration and practical approach. Then they learn the skill. Okay, as the management must give them full support. So the number one must believe. Number one must believe that lean practices can impact your profit margin. Okay, it can avoid the wastages, the 7 types of wastages, and can impact your profit margin. So you must believe that. You must be humble enough to adopt these lean practices. This is a starting stage. Okay. Hopefully, I've answered your. The other thing is that you must be patient. Results can be, like for example, results can be in a small incremental change. The change which you can see maybe in a small change. Like Six Sigma can give you breakthrough change. Like Kaizen, Lean, because of long-term nature, they can give you incremental changes. That means profit margins can be changes in the profit margin. You can see incremental, whereas Six Sigma is a breakthrough change. It's a radical change. So it can impact, like when I was in the Johnson Control, like seed plant, seed plant, per year, I save about Ringgit Malaysia 500,000. Other plants and all that, another 500,000. So it always exceeds about 1 million ringgit savings in terms of, wastages. So when I was, in Ikeda Busan, I was a marketing manager. In the automotive industry, I signed invoices per month, Ringgit Malaysia 50 million ringgit. 50 million ringgit, that means Proton and Perodua contribute to about 15 million ringgit per month. And another 35 million ringgit come from Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo, Ford, Mazda, Honda, and all that. So, so a month I signed 15 million ringgit through my relationship marketing. Okay, that was with a Japanese company. When this company was sold, and Americans came, Japanese went back, and the American gentleman called me. Actually, he singled out my profile. He knows that I can deliver. So he asked me, we want to set up a Six Sigma department. Can you take charge of the department? You become the Six Sigma manager. So I told him, I'm a business graduate. I'm not an engineer. He said, we will send you for training. So I was sent for training at Johnson Control Leadership Institute. And after training, I came back and I became and started implementing the Six Sigma practices. And I showed results of 1 million savings. Then Mr. John Bath of the Johnson Control Incorporation in US, the president of US company, he signed the certified black belt certificate. That means to become a certified black belt is not through training. It is through hands-on, through show results. You must show results that 1 million savings. Then you are a Johnson Control certified black belt Six Sigma. That is me. Okay. So we need to go in a humble way and without losing the discipline, without losing the motivation, we must keep going. So the management must be always there to support the employees to move on with the practices, lean practices. Okay. Okay, I think I skipped this just in time because I already mentioned so much about it earlier. Let's see. Kanban system. Kanban system, I think I mentioned the electronic and Kanban card. The 3-bean Kanban system I already mentioned earlier, how it moves on between the factory, that is in the production shop floor, and the warehouse, the store, and the supplier. Okay. Next, total productive maintenance or preventive maintenance. These basically tackle on the zero defect, zero breakdown, and zero accident. Let me explain the machine. If the machines are not serviced, the bolts and nuts and are not changed at least once a week, the machine is running for 24 hours. There is a wear and tear, and the machine can break down. The machine breaks down. It can be in terms of minutes, it can be in terms of hours, it can be in terms of days, and some parts the machine is imported from overseas, and you have to buy the raw material. The machine component parts from overseas, and all these affects. So through the total productive maintenance, that means you service the machines frequently. So the machine is in a up condition, in tip-top condition, and the production is run without breakdown. Okay, every downtime it creates the longer lead time, and there's a delay in producing the finished goods, and there will be delay in supply to a customer. So customer just in time can be affected. Like Proton, for example, in my past experience, if 1 minute line stop, they will charge Ringgit Malaysia 33,000. Ringgit Malaysia 33,000 per minute line stop to the vendor. And vendors in total sales value will be minus the penalty. Okay, that's how they put. Everyone has to pull their stocks up. Huh? Okay, I think there's a 2 question. Okay, somebody is leaving. Who is that? Okay, Rosanna. Rosanna. Okay, so my apologies for having. Okay, wishing all the pleasant Friday evening. Okay, thank you very much. One Rosania, or could be Che, so I'm not sure. Okay, and then it will be great if recording and slides can be shared after this session is concluded. Okay, Mr. Mahesh can do the needful. Sir, could you refresh point LM tool number 5? Okay. TS Chan Kung. Okay. Tool number 5. Okay, Kanban system. Okay, Kanban system. Okay, since Mr. Kun asked for it, so let me explain. It can be the Kanban cards is a physical Kanban system. The other one is electronic Kanban system. Like electronic Kanban system, where it is achieved by electronic data interchange, EDI. The EDI system is remotely connected to the supplier side. Like in my when I was in the Ikeda Busan and also the Johnson Control plant, the roof lining is the, if you look up the inside your car, there's a roof there, there's a head lining. Either we call head lining or roof lining. The car at Proton, when it comes out from the paint shop, it will go down to the first point is where the installation of head lining. So the moment the car, a particular model, goes to the point number 1, the EDI will trigger at the customer place, at the supplier side, at my side, and my delivery staff, they will look at the printer and get the printout, and they will arrange the headlining. The headlining must follow according to the model, a particular model. Is it could be a Vera model or a LM model, or it could be the Vaja, and the later part, that all other models and all that. So exactly it meets that requirement, and it will be delivered to the line, to the bay, and from the bay it will carry to the conveyor by conveyor to the point number, the assembly point number 1, and the exact headlining will be installed into the car. So that is electronic Kanban system. Whereas the card system, where we had in the past, but then all changed into electronic data interchange. So say in the past, the point assembly point will have a Kanban system there. So if that headlining is already used, they will place the Kanban card. They will mention that that particular headlining is required for next few models. And the store in Proton or the warehouse in Proton will take that headlining and replenish at the production shop floor. And the warehouse supervisor puts the Kanban in the box, mentioning that they need a particular model of headlining. So that our lorry transporter goes there, and our person who delivers there, he checks the box, Kanban box, and there's a card, and they mention they replenish according to the requirement, replenish in the store, in the warehouse, and he brings the Kanban card, and again he replenishes at the delivery bay in supplier side. So they keep the stock. So these are small quantity of stocks kept in the delivery bay, and at the warehouse in Proton, and also in the line, Proton line. So that is in the past we have done it. I hope gentleman, what is his name? Mr. Chan Kung, I think you get my point. Probably I think there's one more question. Let me see. Is there a commercial available software for doing Kanban system? Thanks a lot. Okay, commercial available. I think the electronic data interchange, yeah, I think it was installed by a vendor from outside. Okay, it was installed in Proton, and it was shared to our manufacturing plant. Yes, yes, Mr. Chan, it is commercially available. So just do some, survey, or probably you can check. It is available, yes. Okay, any other question? Let me see. Okay, no question. I think I will move on. It's already 5:10. Okay, we have a few more slides to go. Probably I took more time to explain a lot of things. Okay, let's see what Mahesh says. Mr. Mahesh, it's already 5:10.
Hi, Dr.
Uh,
Jai. Yeah, if you can just
so what do you think that do you want me to stop here or you want me to continue?
maybe we can just take a few more questions to see if anyone has any questions.
Okay.
And maybe we can wrap it up after that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, Chan, okay, Pon Nor Hadiman. Oh, is Nor Hadiman, man, maybe man. Okay, Inche, probably Inche. Nor Hadiman, I'm sorry. Hopefully the slides is shared after the session. Yes, I will, Mr. Mahesh, do we share our slides to slides? Is there a procedure?
Yeah, we can share the slides if anyone is requesting. We will send it out through an email and also
Okay.
the
So
recording.
in that case, I will forward to you
Yeah, sure.
and then you do the needful.
Yep.
Okay.
So does anyone have any questions?
Okay. If no question, quickly I will wrap up here. Okay. Real life example of goal number one. Sorry, the example number one, cable manufacturing. Since I'm going to share the slides through Mr. Mahesh, you can read up all those things. Like in a service industry, banking industry, in a printing company, in a hotel industry, warehousing. Okay. Of course, Toyota is the best example. Johnson Control, best example, which I've shared with you a lot from Johnson Control. And Toyota is the best example of real life. Okay. Lastly, Lean is a methodology for continuous improvement initiative, and it helps to reduce waste, cost, lead time, and the customer value is enhanced. I've spoken about a lot about customer value, value to customer. Lean enhance the quality, and the overall supply chain. Supply chain got two parts. One is the upstream activities, the downstream activities. Right from the supplier to the factory, upstream activities. From the factory to the customer is the downstream activities. So everywhere we need to shorten the whole supply chain. The goal of supply chain is to shorten supply chain, is to create customer satisfaction, whether B2B customer, whether B2C customer. Okay. Supply chain is get shortened, efficiency within organizations achieved. Okay. And if efficiency in the organization achieved, that means productivity in the organization is achieved, the inputs create output. When output is divided by inputs, the ratio must be more than 1. Okay. Then it is a productive organization. Then it is higher efficiency. When the organization becomes higher efficient, and it is reflected in the marketplace. A company, their product market share will keep increasing. When market share increases means more customers are buying products of a particular company. Okay, then the sales revenue increases, and the margin goes down. The overall cost goes down, and margin gets thicker. Okay, and customer satisfaction is always reflected in the marketplace. Okay, so with that, I finished my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please accept my apologies. Okay, from the beginning itself, there was a technical, issues which I could not handle, efficiently. So finally, with the help of my managed to continue with the presentation. And thank you very much for all your inputs, your questions, and that really motivates me. That really encouraged me. And we have a master here, Inja Azlan. Inja Azlan Abdullah, he has been the managing director of Matsushita company or Panasonic company in Malaysia. And he knows A to Z about lean management. And he has implemented as a philosophy in Panasonic company. So he's a guru, or we call him as a sensei. Okay, right. With that, thank you very much, Mr. Mahesh, for giving me this opportunity to share with everyone who participated today. And thank you very much for those people who have enhanced, added value to this presentation. Now I pass back to Mr. Mahesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jaya, for your insightful session. It was very meaningful. Hope everyone managed to take away a few things from the session to be able to help them in the future.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to everyone for your active participation. We really appreciate all the questions and your participation in this event on the whole. If you can see in the chat box, we have actually added a survey or an evaluation link for this session. So I would like to humbly request everyone to be, fill up the session, the form, so that we can make the session better in the future and improve on anything that is lacking. So thank you everybody for your presence here today. Very heartfelt thanks from MIM. And also thank you to Dr. Jaya for your insights. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.